Hey guys, it's Kieran with Server.pro, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to set up the Mystery Crate plugin so that you can open crates in-game that give you random drops that you can configure yourself. Now, the plugin is fantastic, it's very easy to use, so let's get straight into it. So, the first thing that you need to do is make sure the plugin is compatible with your server. So I will include a link to the plugin down below. And then once you go onto the plugin page, you can see the API versions that it supports here. So it says 3.0.0 to 3.2.3. So to check which server version your server is running, go to the console and then simply type version and then click enter. And it will tell you the version. So as you can see, this is 3.2.3, which is perfectly fine as it's the latest one which this plugin supports. So now we need to install it. So to install it, there are a few ways you can do this. You can download the .far directly to your computer. Or you can right click the direct download button and copy the link address and upload it within our file manager. Or if you already have the plugin called Sheep installed, we do have a tutorial on this, you can simply run the command install a mystery crate on the server and it will install automatically for you. However, for the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to install it manually. So right click direct download, click copy link address, go to the file manager, then go to plugins, then click upload files, upload from web, right click here and then click paste as plain text, click upload, and then once it's uploaded, restart the server, and then that should load the plugin fully. Now once you've given the server a few minutes to start up, we can take a look at the configuration files. So to do that, click the home tab here, then go to the plugin data folder, and then you should see a folder called Mystery Crate. If you open that, and then you'll see a few files here. So the first one that we're going to take a look at is config.yml. So there are a few settings in here. They are all very clear and understood already because they already have notes next to them, as you can see here. However, the main setting that we're going to be changing is the crate world. So crates will only work in the world that you have set here. So as you can see, it's set to master. So by default, your world is called world. So you can do that by just typing world there instead. If your world is called something else, or if you have a different world you'd like to use it in, and just go ahead and name them there. So if you had a world called Kit PvP, you could just go ahead and put that. But mine's called world, so we'll just leave it at that for now. Now, a few settings near the bottom that I would suggest changing if you are experiencing any lag on your server is the show particle. As you can see here, it says if your server suffers from bad lag, then set particle to false. Now, do this if your server is lagging, obviously. If it's not, feel free to leave it as true. Then if you experience lag, set it to true then. I'm going to leave it as true though, as our servers perform very well and it shouldn't have this issue. So once you've made all the changes that you want to, feel free to go ahead and look at all the others and then click save file. And then restart the server. Now that's the main setting changed, so once you've done that, you can go ahead and join the server and test that it's working correctly. So once you join the server, you will need to place a block of coal and then place a chest above it, and then that will create a mystery crate by default. So you can change the block that is on the bottom. You can do that in the config.yml file by changing the item ID to something else. However, I'm just going to leave it as a block of coal as that works perfectly for me. And then once you've done that, to open a crate, you will need a key. So you can configure the keys, but just to test that it is all working correctly before you go ahead and start configuring it, it is a good idea to give yourself a key. So you will need to be an operator on the server to run this command. So if we just quickly take a look at the mystery crate commands and permissions, you can see here the command that we need to type is /key, then the type of key, then the username, and then the amount that we want to give that player. So before we do that, quickly make sure that you're OP by going to the players tab, then operators, and if you're not there, just type your player name and then click add, and it will add you to the operator list. Now let's go in game and try out the command. So resume game, and then we're going to type key and then the key type. So this one was common, so we're going to put common and then racer K12 and then the amount, which is 1. And then as you can see, it's giving me the key here. So if I right click the chest now, you can see that it opens it, and if we wait a few seconds, you can see that it's awarded me a sword with some nice enchantments too, which is fantastic. So now that we confirmed that it's working, let's go ahead and configure the plugin. So to do that, go back to the control panel, then files, then plugin data again, and then mystery crate. And then we're going to take a look inside the blocks.yml file first. So as you can see in here, it shows a common crate. This is the crate that we just placed. So you can set up crates manually in this file here, and by adding the locations and such. So it's got the X, Y, Z coordinates for where the common crate is located. So as you add more crates in game, they should appear here. So you don't really need to change this. I wouldn't really recommend adding them manually, but I just thought I'd show you that it is there. So click save file if you make any changes, and then let's open the crates.yml file. So as you can see, there are quite a few settings here. So we're not going to go through every single setting individually because you can read how to do each one here very easily. So as you can see down below, we've got different crates named here. So we've got common, uncommon, vote, and then mythic and legendary. These are all the default crates. So the main setting for each crate is the block. So this is the block that needs to be placed underneath the chest. So for the common one, it is 173, which is a coal block. Now, if you don't know what each item ID is, you can go to this website. I'll include a link to it down below, and then you just click this text box here and then put that item ID. So in this case, it's 173, and you can see that it is a coal block. So if you wanted it to be a different block, you could go ahead and change that yourself. For example, 45, which would be an anvil. So I'm just going to leave it as a coal block for now. Now, the other settings are the name of the items that are given. So you can see the first one here, name. So this is the G sword. So this is the specific name of the item that you want to give it. So you can change this to whatever you want. So if I want to change this to maybe common sword, just like so. And then it's also got color codes which you can adjust to your liking as well. As you can see, it's got and A and L there. And then below, it's the specific item that is given. So 276, which is a diamond sword. Again, you can use this to check if you don't know. So 276 diamond sword. Then it's got the amount and any enchantments that are attached to that item. And then below that, we have the second item which could possibly be given in this crate, which is a cooked chicken. So we're actually going to add our own item as well. So if we just go down a line and then we line up correctly, as you can see here, put a dash, then name. And then let's put TNT. And then we're going to go down again, line up as it all is above, ID. And then we're going to get the ID for TNT. So if we just search TNT, that is item ID 46. So we'll put 46 there. Then meta 0, amount, we'll give them 12 TNT for this. And then now we should have the option of a cooked chicken, common sword, or TNT when we look in game. Now below this you can see the uncommon crate has a few different scenarios. It's got commands, which is fantastic, and it does add a whole new level to the crates feature, as you can reward players for different things as well. So as you can see, it's got money here, so a money drop. So it runs these commands when you win this reward. So you can do this for any commands. It doesn't have to be a money command. You could have it just use a say command, for example, as it already is doing there. Or you could have it give an item a certain player if you didn't want to do it manually. But that's the basics. So that's how you configure a crate, and you can add your own crates or remove your other crates. So if I wanted to remove this, I would simply go ahead and remove it. And just to recall, if you want to use one of the other crates, you will need to place the different item underneath the chest. So in this case, to have a vote crate, you need to place item 41, which is a block of gold underneath the chest instead of a block of coal. So once you've made any changes and configured all your crates, click save file and then restart your server. Then once it's restarted, you can go ahead and join and test the crates. So as you can see, I've just joined the server again. And to open the crate again, to just test it, we will need to give ourselves a crate key. So if we just go into the chat and then type key, and then it was the crate type, so common, and then my username, and then the amount 1. So if we just open this again, you can see that it now has the TNT and the sword has been renamed, which is fantastic. So we know it's all working perfectly. So as you can see, it just gave me a common sword again. So I am just going to demonstrate opening a different type of chest. So if we just get the block of gold, and as you can see, if I place the chest on top, it will say crate successfully loaded. So once I restart the server, it will display the floating text like the common crate is here. So to open this, again, I would need to give myself the key. So the key was called vote. And then when I open this, you can see that that's working too with the different type of crates. So you can have multiple crates, and you don't have to stay in this menu. You can exit it, and then once it's finished cycling, it will give you the item as well. So you can have as many crates as you want. There's no limit in the configuration file. And that's basically it. That's how you set up Mystery Crate. It's a fantastic plugin that introduces a new feature that not many other plugins do. If you run into any problems at all, make sure you contact our support. They'll be more than happy to help you. There will be a link in the description down below on where you can contact them. Other than that, feel free to comment down below with any suggestions you have for new tutorials in the future, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. Goodbye, and see you in the next one.